The 2025 Porsche 911 GT3 RS Weissach package represents the absolute peak of Porsche Motorsport road legality, a machine built not just for speed but for time attack dominance, built with the philosophy of extracting the last millisecond from physics and aerodynamics. When you discuss the new generation 911 lineup, the GT3 RS already stands as a monster, but the Weissach package for 2025 is essentially Porsche's ultimate weaponization of mathematics, motorsport engineering, material science and actual track war. It isn't built to impress kids on TikTok with acceleration sprints only. It is built to embarrass hypercars on technical circuits who cost double, triple, quadruple more. 911 GT3 RS Weissach 2025 is a proof that Porsche still knows how to squeeze ridiculous performance from naturally aspirated engines while the rest of the world slides into electric torque inflation marketing. There is no marketing inflation here. There is engineering dominance here. There is real physics mastery here. The 2025 Porsche 911 GT3 RS Weissach retains its iconic 4.0-liter flat-six naturally aspirated engine, but Porsche engineers slightly optimized internal airflow, combustion balance, friction reduction, thermal exchange, and valve timing for a tiny increase in responsiveness and torque curve. The peak power remains at the ultimate 518 horsepower, which at first may sound old school when electric cars scream 1000 horsepower like candy numbers, but on-track reality is different. A hypercar with 1300 horsepower can't keep full throttle through sections that the GT3 RS Weissach can keep 100% stability and aero balance. The engine revs to 9000 RPM. The throttle is razor like a scalpel. The power delivery is so direct that there is no turbo spool ramp, no electric torque surge confusion. It is pure mechanical symphony controlled by your right foot and your brain. This is why professional drivers love the RS more than any supercar with futuristic numbers. Porsche knows consistency wins, confidence wins, stability wins, and this engine is still one of the most emotional engines in the world. The sound is motorsport pure metallic scream, not synthesized digital artificial fake noise. The Weissach package brings more carbon fiber than ever before in a street-legal Porsche. For 2025, the roof, the anti-roll bars front and rear, the coupling rods, the front hood, mirror caps, parts of the rear wing supports, structural interior panels and most aerodynamic components are made from motorsport-grade carbon fiber composites. The magnesium forged wheels that are optional in the RS become Weissach optimized with even further structural weight reduction in the rotational mass category. Rotational mass is where Porsche extracts those insane corner entry gains. Less rotational mass means less energy needed to spin up. That means faster acceleration transitions at mid-corner, slimmer braking zones, quicker directional change, lower thermal load. This combination makes the Weissach version easily several tenths faster per lap compared to normal GT3 RS in multiple real-world circuits, even with identical horsepower. The aero package is insane and is one of the biggest reasons the RS Weissach makes hypercars look foolish on track. The dual-element wing with active DRS is Formula 1 inspired. Porsche literally uses a DRS flap like F1 cars do. This means on long straights the car opens its wing to reduce drag massively, and under braking or corner entry the aero loads the rear like a giant air brake. The front aero with active suspension and cooling channel design directs air like a guided pressure system. The rear diffuser is now even more extreme with larger venturi zones. Porsche says that this car can generate over 1,450 pounds of downforce at high speed. That is insane. That is race car levels. That is McLaren Senna and GT3 level racing levels. And this is why this car is not actually balanced for people who only want straight line drag content. This car is built to consume apexes. This car is built for Nürburgring. This car is built for Suzuka, Laguna Seca, Spa, Silverstone, Red Bull Ring, Qatar Losail, and Jerez-style circuits. Inside, the Weissach philosophy continues but again not in gimmick style. It is motorsport minimalism with luxury precision. The cabin seats are carbon race shells with Alcantara everywhere, contrast stitching, exposed carbon fiber surfaces, and weight-reduced door panels. The steering wheel is a motorsport dial with rotary controls for suspension stiffness, aero map, traction control maps, stability map, differential settings. Porsche doesn't force you into one driving mode, It lets you tune the car live like a pit engineer mapping a GT endurance race car. This is the future of driver involvement. Artificial intelligence isn't needed here. You are the intelligence. And because the car is balanced so perfectly, every adjustment actually matters. Adjustment is not software placebo. The Weissach 2025 GT3 RS also takes telemetry extremely seriously. Porsche gives more motorsport data extraction capability, real-time lap data, GPS racing analysis integration, acceleration vector visualization, braking force live readouts. This car is literally a Porsche Motorsport Academy condensed into one street-legal car. If you know how to drive well, the Weissach RS will make you unbeatable. If you are average, this car will teach you. It does not hide mistakes, it shows them, and it helps you correct them. That is what great race cars do. On the performance numbers side, Porsche does not rely on childish viral gimmick claims. They test on real circuits. The 0 to 100 km per hour time is around 3 seconds, 0 to 200 around 10.5 seconds. Top speed is around 300 km per hour. But Porsche says track time is what matters. This car is faster than multiple million-dollar hypercars on circuits. Time is the ultimate truth. Weissach time is brutal truth. The price of the GT3 rupees in 2025 is already high, but the Weissach package raises the premium further because of the added material, carbon, magnesium, track engineering, specialized aero work and actual motorsport technology. This car is not built to be mass volume. This car is built for people who want the maximum street legal track capability without going into fully restricted race homologation politics. Compared to sticker flex supercars that sit in garages, the Weissach RS is a car that demands to be used. If you don't track this car, you are wasting its existence. Porsche engineers built it for people who chase lap perfection. The 2025 Porsche 911 GT3 rupees Weissach also marks an important philosophical marker in automotive history because it is likely among one of the last great naturally aspirated, fully analog balanced high downforce track monsters in a world rapidly pulling towards electrification. Electric vehicles can be extremely fast. But they do not produce this emotional connection, this screaming mechanical interaction, this feeling of mastery where your brain, foot, ear and engine behave in one synchronized entity. Porsche loves electric tech as well, they will dominate electric 911 also soon. But before everything becomes quiet torque power, Porsche is giving the world one last masterpiece Gladiator. This car is not just fast. This car is a cultural symbol of mechanical purity engineering mastery. When you make a YouTube video with this car as your focus, remember you are not reviewing just a fast sports car. You are documenting a moment in automotive history. The Weissach 2025 rupees is one of the final reference points for how far combustion engineering could be pushed without electrification assistance. The aero efficiency, the magnesium wheels, the carbon weight tuning, the motorsport telemetry, everything here is endgame development stage. And Porsche is proving that evolution still had room at the top. When future enthusiasts look back 20 years from now, they will study the 2025 GT3 RS Weissach like Ferrari F40 and Carrera GT are studied today. This car is historically important. The driving experience in real life is extremely hypermechanical. Every tiny driver input matters. The brake pedal feels like a race car unassisted system. The throttle response is instant and violent in a sophisticated way. The steering feedback gives you micro-grain road surface information. The downforce sensation is unreal, it feels like your brain is experiencing aerodynamic pressure physically. You do not need to be going 300 km per hour to feel aerodynamic advantage. This car feels aero at 90 km per hour. When you turn the wheel at medium speed, the car feels vacuum locked to the track. It feels like physics bends for you. It feels like cheating, legally. For Porsche owners who never experienced actual track aero cars, the Weissach RS is going to feel like entering a new dimension of driving reality. Many reviewers believe this car is actually more satisfying to drive than any hybrid hypercar under $3 million because those cars often give acceleration shock but not steering spiritual feedback. The Weissach RS gives feedback in such pure detail that the human brain feels rewarded every time. You don't chase adrenaline here, you chase precision mastery. It is a car made for drivers who understand driving like martial arts. It is technique-based dominance. The exterior presence visually is aggressive but not vanity. The giant swan neck rear wing, giant front splitter, aerodynamic channel cuts, vented hood, carbon surfaces, everything looks insane because it is functional. Not because it is cosmetic. The Weissach package takes the visual aggression up further with visible carbon textures and even more motorsport identity. It looks like an actual GT race car escaped from the pit lane and received street plates. In a world where brands care more about TikTok reveals, Instagram hype, fake influencers and video game numbers, Porsche calmly focuses on what matters: real lap time, real engineering, real science. This is why their cars still hold their value more than almost any performance car brand in the world. Porsche clients don't buy cars to impress. They buy engineering, and they always win the long-term value stability game. The 2025 Porsche 911 GT3 RS Weissach is a future collectible. It will never be cheap. It will appreciate. Because people know exactly what this car represents, the peak of combustion track engineering before the electric domination era fully arrives.